The Iowa or Ioway, known as the Báxoฟ่me in their own language, are Native American Siouan people. Today, they are enrolled in either of two federally recognized tribes, the Iowa Tribe of Oklahoma and the Iowa Tribe of Kansas and Nebraska. The Iowa, Missouria, and Otoe tribes were all once part of the Ho-Chunk people. They are all Chiwere language-speaking peoples. They left their ancestral homelands in southern Wisconsin for eastern Iowa, a state that bears the name. In 1837, the Iowa were moved from Iowa to reservations in Brown County, Kansas, and Richardson County, Nebraska. Bands of Iowa moved to Indian Territory in the late 19th century and settled south of Perkins, Oklahoma to become the Iowa Tribe of Oklahoma. Name. The name has been said to come from Iowa. Early European explorers often adopted the names of tribes from the ethnonyms which other tribes gave them, not understanding that these differed from what the peoples called themselves. Thus, Iowa is not an Ioway word. The word Ioway comes from Dakotan Iaux via French Iowas. Their autonym is Báxoฟ่me, pronounced, which translates to gray snow. Báxoฟ่me has been incorrectly translated as dusted faces or dusty nose, since the Ioway words use different consonants. The state of Iowa, where they once lived, was named after this tribe. The name has been applied to other locations, such as Iowa County, Iowa City and the Iowa River. Population. Their estimated 1760 population of 1,100 dropped to 800 by 1804, a decrease caused mainly by smallpox, to which they had no natural immunity. The numbers were reduced to 500 by 1900. In 1960, 100 Iowa lived in Kansas and 100 in Oklahoma. By 1980 the population had recovered to 1,000. In 1990 there were 1,700 people, according to the Bureau of Indian Affairs. In 1995 there were 533 individuals living in the Iowa reservations of Kansas and 44 in Nebraska, while 857 people lived in the Oklahoma-Iowa tribe, amounting to a total of 2,934 people. According to the 2000 census, 1,451 people identified as full-blood Iowa, 76 were of mixed Indian descent, 688 of mixed race descent, and 43 of mixed race and tribe descent, amounting to 2,258 people. Culture. The Iowa have had customs similar to those of the other Siouan-speaking tribes of the Great Plains, such as the Omaha, Ponca and Osage. They were a semi-nomadic people who had adopted horses for hunting, but they also had an agricultural lifestyle similar to the tribes inhabiting the eastern woodlands. They planted maize and manufactured alum pipes which they traded along with furs with the French colonizers. Historically, the houses included bark lodges, teepees, and at times, earth lodges, oven-shaped buildings covered with earth for protection from extremes of temperature and oriented to a cardinal direction. A smoke hole enabled ventilation from a central hearth. During the hunting season or in warfare, they used the portable teepee. Like the Osage at Kansas, Iowa men traditionally shaved their heads and decorated them with deer hide. Like Great Plains tribes, they valued 3 feats during a battle. History. In prehistoric times, the Iowa emigrated from the Great Lakes region to present-day Iowa. In the 16th century, they moved from the Mississippi River to the Great Plains, and possibly then separated from the Ho-Chunk tribe. For the 15th to 18th centuries, they lived in the Red Pipe Stone Quarry region. In the early 19th century, the Iowa had reached the banks of the Platte River, where in 1804 Lewis and Clark visited the settlements. They engaged in trading with the French and local tribes, thanks to their advantageous situation regarding the alum deposits. Between 1820 and 1840, the Iowa ceded the Minnesota, Iowa Iowa and Missouri lands to the U.S. government. By 1837 most were relocated to a reservation along the Kansas-Nebraska border, led by their chief, Chief Mahaska. They surrendered the Little Platte Territory in Missouri in 1836. Other Missouri lands had been ceded in 1824. In 1837 they settled in a strip of land in Kansas, south of the Big Nemaha River, along with the Sauk and the Fox. Some 45 Iowa fought in the American Civil War in the Union Army, among them Chief James White Cloud, son of Mahaska. In 1883 a number of Iowa moved to Indian Territory, preferring to live in the older community village way of life. The new reservation was located in Lincoln, Payne and Logan counties in the Indian Territory. However, despite their efforts to block allotment, their lands were divided anyway. Today the Iowa Reservation in Nebraska and Kansas is approximately 2,100 acres in size, and has more than 150 residents. In 2013 Tim Rodd was chosen as chairman of the Iowa Tribe of Kansas and Nebraska. Janice Uruk is the current tribal chairperson of the Iowa Tribe of Oklahoma. The Ioway Tribe of Kansas and Nebraska operates the Casino White Cloud at White Cloud, Kansas on the Ioway Reservation. Notable Iowa people: Marie Ioway Dorian, Chief Mahaska.